Hello everyone, with Jamaica here. Welcome to this updated video on the weather across Jamaica and the rest of the Caribbean. It is Wednesday evening, October 2, 2024. Now before we jump into it, please ensure that you guys like the video. I'd really appreciate it if you guys get this video up to 100 likes. If you don't know by now, that's how the YouTube algorithm works. We all like the video and then the YouTube algorithm pushes the video out to more persons who are in the path of these tropical systems so that we can keep everyone safe, especially during the peak of Atlantic hurricane season. That's August through to October. Share this video with your friends, your co-workers, your relatives, and even your church brethren. And subscribe if you haven't yet done so. Leave a comment down below, letting me know what the dice be like here recently. Also, feel free to ask any weather related question that you might have about the future of the weather in your specific area. Alright, so let us take a look at the US National Hurricane Center 7-day graphical tropical weather look. And we can see that as of their latest update that just came out at 7:48 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, which is actually 6:48 p.m. Jamaica time, so about 17 minutes ago. We now have the area of disturbed weather across the Gulf of Mexico that had a medium chance of development yesterday. Now losing that chance, gone down back to a code yellow. We can see that we still have Hurricane Kirk right there across the northern portions of the main development region. And we have Tropical Depression number 13 to the southeast of Kirk. So we're going to be moving from left to right regarding all of these entities. First, regarding this system across the Gulf of Mexico, well, the area that has a chance of development that should be coming from the Caribbean, if I'm not mistaken, into the Gulf of Mexico. The Hurricane Center states here that disorganized showers and thunderstorms over portions of the western or northwestern Caribbean Sea and the Gulf of Mexico are associated with a trough of low pressure. Environmental conditions could support some gradual development of the system over the Gulf of Mexico this weekend, while the system drifts eastward. Regardless of development, locally heavy rains could occur over portions of Mexico during the next few days and over portions of the Florida Peninsula by the weekend. And we see that they've given it a 0% chance of cyclone formation within the next 2 days and a 30% chance of cyclone formation within the next 7 days. So the odds are falling. Definitely not going to become Milton, I believe. And if we take a look at the statistics regarding Hurricane Kirk, now first of all, let us look back at the visible satellite images. Let's see if we can find it. Here we go. So first of all, yes, we have the clouds associated with the system. That, well, it is two pieces of energy in general. So one right here to the west of Jamaica that brought some amount of rainfall to portion of the island today. Another piece right there already across the Gulf of Mexico. So as soon as this heads up into the Gulf of Mexico, that's when we're going to be having that stretched out area of showers and thunderstorms that's going to be pushing eastward into Florida. Right here we have Hurricane Kirk, definitely on its way to become a major hurricane. We can see that at the end of the frame, the eye is starting to clear out. Look at this huge batch of moisture. Look at the tail end of the system trying to send all of these feeder bands into the system's center in general. Lots of shower and thunderstorm activity, and we're only grateful that this is going northwestward instead of heading westward across land. And we can see the clouds associated with Tropical Depression number 13 right here to the southeast of Hurricane Kirk. So if we actually go back to the statistics regarding Kirk, right now it's packing maximum sustained winds of 90 miles per hour, which makes it a high-end category 1 hurricane. Know that hurricanes have to do with, you know, the wind scale somewhere between 74 to 95 miles per hour. So considering that it's packing 90 miles per hour winds right now, as of their latest update, that was the 5 p.m. update, that's the 4 p.m. Jamaica time update, it is still a major, well, a high-end category 1 hurricane, not yet a major hurricane. But we see that as soon as Thursday, 2 p.m. on Thursday, it should be a major hurricane. I don't know, major hurricanes are anywhere from category 3 to category 5 status, so definitely some rapid intensification going to be taking place within the next 24 hours. If it's not already there, pretty sure that by the 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time update, which is actually 10 p.m. Jamaica time update, it could already be upgraded to a category 3, maybe 4 for sure, especially given the look at the presentation in general. That's what we're talking about. As soon as we see the eye clearing out, we know that it's definitely on its way to becoming a major hurricane if it's not already there. Regarding tropical depression number 13 now. By the way, before we get there, let us look at the statistics, the rest of the statistics regarding Kirk. So it is moving towards the northwest at 12 miles per hour. And we can see that it is expected to make a right turn to the north, then towards the northeast, downgrading back to a hurricane, as you can see by the H, by 2 p.m. on Sunday, and then shooting off quickly to the northeast. Look at the time period. Sunday, Monday, definitely going to be racing off across the northern portion of North Atlantic. Regarding tropical depression number 13, packing maximum sustained winds right now are 35 miles per hour, moving towards the west right now at 7 miles per hour. And we can see the general motion, and it's definitely going to become a tropical storm as represented by the S, then a hurricane as it pushes towards the northwest. I don't know the next name on the list after Kirk is going to be Leslie, but we shall see if that system across the Gulf of Mexico gets the name Milton. And I'll definitely be here to keep you posted on what occurs. If we take a look here at the surface map of the Atlantic for this evening, we can see that we have the symbol representing Kirk right there across the northern portion of North Atlantic, the L that represents the tropical depression 13, and that's just about it. Not much entities across the basin at all to speak of. If we take a look back at the visible satellite images of the Atlantic before the summit down, as stated, we have the clouds associated with Kirk spinning away, everything wrapping around into its center. The clouds associated with tropical depression number 13 right there, and the clouds right here associated with what's to come of that area that has a low chance of development in the Gulf of Mexico. We'll be talking more about the rest of the Caribbean today later on. Let us focus our attention on the prediction that was made in yesterday's video about the weather across Jamaica for today, Wednesday, October 2. It was stated that parts of southern Jamaica would have received some morning rainfall, and then parts of northern Jamaica would have received some afternoon rainfall. And just for reference, we know southern parishes, we're talking about those parishes on the bottom side of the island, like Westmoreland, St. Elizabeth, Manchester, Clarendon, St. Catherine, Kingston, St. Andrew, and St. Thomas. While northern parishes, you know, we're talking about those parishes on top, like Hanover, St. James, Trelawney, St. Anne, St. Mary, and Portland. And what ended up happening? As early as 8:40 a.m., the Cuban Doppler radar images were posted here on our Twitter page. And I want for you to keep in mind that these posts aren't only made here on our Twitter page at Weather Jamaica, but they're also made on our Instagram page at weather.jamaica, on our TikTok page at Weather Jamaica, and on our Facebook page at Weather Jamaica 876. So if you have one of those social media platforms, please ensure that you follow us there as we make posts throughout the day that you can't afford to miss. So we can see the Cuban Doppler radar images here, and we can make out the greens and the yellows within those greens that represent a moderate to heavy rainfall, as we can see by the key on the right. We definitely had a lot of that coming in from the south, if not the southeast this morning, definitely lashing portions of St. Elizabeth. Some of it made it into portions of Manchester and Clarendon as well. And even as the afternoon progressed, we started to see some of that coming into the southeast. So portions of St. Catherine, Kingston, St. Andrew, and even portions of St. Thomas got in on some of the action as well. If we take a look on another post that was made at around 9 a.m., highlighting the infrared satellite image showing those high cold cloud tops that we know represent the cumulonimbus clouds, represented by the purples, the greens, the yellows, oranges, reds. Definitely had some thunderstorms lashing portions of southern Jamaica this morning, especially across the southwest at first, then spilling to the southeast as the day progressed. And if we take a look at the other post that was made at 11:50 a.m., it highlighted what was taking place. So the rainfall that was lashing southwestern Jamaica, that's Westmoreland, St. Elizabeth, and Manchester, shifted now to the southeast for sure. So portion of St. Catherine were getting in on some rainfall, still had some rainfall across section of Clarendon. Some of this rainfall was starting to push into section of Kingston, St. Andrew, as well as St. Thomas as well. And I definitely got some light rainfall in my area that I work in, Kingston, for sure. If we take a look here at the final image that was posted, so after all of this morning rainfall, we got another afternoon rainfall as well, just to confirm the prediction that was made, as this was posted at around 2:55 p.m. highlighting the infrared satellite images. Look at the high cold cloud tops represented by the blues, the greens, the yellows, the oranges, reds, the blacks within all of that. That will now represent the cumulonimbus clouds, the thunderstorm clouds, and we can also make out the sparkling white dots that represent some amount of lightning strikes, if not lightning flashes. I would definitely have that, especially across section of Western Portland, St. Mary, section of St. Antrelawny, maybe section of St. James got in on some of the action as well. We also saw a burst of thunderstorms right there across portion of northern St. Catherine. Some of this thunderstorm activity right there to the south or southeast of St. Thomas as well. And if we take a look at the visible satellite images of Jamaica before the summer though, we can definitely make out that low level flow from the south for the most part, with all of the high cold cloud up starting to build with the thunderstorms across northern Jamaica. Still has some pop-up thunderstorms right there to the southeast of Jamaica as well, bringing some amount of overcast skies, if not some isolated shore section of St. Thomas too. And if we take a look at the infrared satellite images to confirm the high cold cloud up, we can make out all of these clouds, the thunderstorms right there at the last frame, the sparkling white dots, definitely some thunderstorms out to sea to the south of St. Thomas. We can see that as of the latest image, most of it is starting to dissipate for sure. And if we take a look at what was happening this morning across the corporate area, this live stream from See Jamaica's YouTube channel is showing crossroads in St. Andrew at around 10:15 p.m. Definitely saw that it was sunny for the most part, some areas partly cloudy for sure. And keep in mind that if you'd like to see more live streams like this, you can just visit See Jamaica on YouTube. As a matter of fact, they're planning on increasing the amount of cameras that they have in and around the island. So subscribe today so that you don't miss out on any of that. If we take a look at the accumulated precipitation for the past 24 hours from the Caribbean Institute for Meteorology and Hydrology website, this map does indeed paint a picture of where we had the rainfall today. Across southern Jamaica more so in the morning, and across northern parishes more so during the afternoon. I know these maps aren't 100% to scale, but it does indeed paint quite the picture of where we had the rainfall for the most part. And we definitely have some confirmation about the rainfall today across the island from some of our followers here on our Twitter page. We have they_real_Mitchie_crypto stating, yup, rain in White House, Black River and Treasure Beach this morning. We can also see another comment right here, Rojan Scarlett stating, just a little sprinkle Portmore get, but me still grateful. Even on our Facebook page, we had a comment coming in. Tan Raleigh Young stating, was raining earlier in St. Elizabeth. Sylvia Bando, slight overcast in Brownstown, St. Anne. And even Tan Raleigh Young confirming the rainfall again. Oh, I guess it's the same comment. Was raining earlier in St. Elizabeth, but I think there was another comment from somebody. Let's see if I can find. Oh, there we go. Marcia Thompson stating raining in Mandeville. Demi is Young, sunny in Kingston. If we take a look here at the comments coming in on our Instagram page, we had Edwards Tanisha stating rain and thunder just stopped South Manchester. Nalicia Hales Hot Male C stating thunder a roll. And then the final comments we had specially_blessed stating thunder rolling, and Car James stating rain in Treasure Beach from morning. So these comments do indeed confirm the rainfall across especially southern Jamaica in the morning and northern Jamaica during the afternoon. If we take a look at the very latest infrared satellite image, so let's reload these images that we have the very latest. We're going to be looking at the most recent still image that just came out at 5 minutes past the hour. So that's about considering that it's showing 0005 UTC. When calculated, that's about 7:05 p.m. Jamaica time. So 5 minutes past the hour. So this image just came out at about, let's say, 14 minutes ago for sure. And we can see everything clearing out for the most part. Just some high cirrus clouds out into the upper levels of the atmosphere. Pretty sure we're gonna be seeing the stars tonight as all of these clouds clear out. And if we take a look at the very latest Cuban Doppler radar image, we can see the latest image that just came out at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's actually 7 p.m. Jamaica time. We can make out some rainfall right there to the north of St. Mary. Well, let's say to the northeast of St. Mary. We can also make out some rainfall right there to the west of Jamaica too. And if we take a look at the latest Guantanamo Bay naval radar station, we can make out some isolated showers. That very rain that we just saw on the Cuban Doppler radar right there to the northeast of St. Mary. Some rainfall right there across the western peninsula of Haiti, as well as some rainfall right there across section of southeastern Cuba. And regarding what's happening on the Cayman radar, we can also see some rainfall right there to the west of Jamaica, just like what we saw on the Cuban Doppler radar. And look at this, the latest live cam from See Jamaica's YouTube channel, 7:21 p.m, highlighting what's happening here on the flat bridge. People in their vehicles going about their business. Definitely dry for the most part. Don't see the river rushing at all to signal that we didn't have much in the way of heavy rainfall upstream today, like what we had in September when we had those afternoon thunderstorms. And then usually when we check the flat bridge cam, the river is in spate, but nothing taking place at this time. But for how long? We're in the wettest month of the year. It's only a matter of time before it gets very wet, and I'm pretty sure that we're going to be getting in on some kind of major rain event before all is said and done for October, so look out for that. If we take a look at the temperatures right now, we can say we have 27 degrees Celsius in both Montego Bay and Kingston. And by about 4 a.m. on Thursday, temperature should dip down to about 25 degrees Celsius in both Montego Bay and Kingston. Taking a look here at the temperature forecast for tomorrow, this map from the GFS is valid for 18D on Thursday. When calculated, that's about 1 p.m. on Thursday. And we can see Jamaica right here embedded in some yellows, some slight oranges. That represents all the way up to 1 degree Celsius above normal temperatures. And we know the normal temperatures for the month of October across Jamaica are about 89 degrees Fahrenheit. When calculated, 89 degrees Fahrenheit is about the same as 31.6 degrees Celsius. So you should be receiving anywhere from 31 to 32 degrees Celsius at most for Jamaica's temperature on Thursday. Taking a look here at the ways to beat the heat. We know the drill. Always dress down, wear lightweight clothing, and use sunscreen if you have any. And the most important one of all, drink lots of water. Even if you're not thirsty, stay hydrated. I cannot stress this enough. Stay away from the sugary drinks. Drink more water instead. Your body is made up of mostly water for a reason. Water is life. Drink it up. Even if you're hungry, drink water instead. If we take a look here at the Saharan dust forecast for 2 p.m. on Thursday, we can still see that majority of the basin from South America into Central America and North America, as well as the Caribbean, in the clear. We're indeed grateful for that. All of the dust associated with the Sahara Desert right there across the eastern and northeastern portions of the North Atlantic, and we hope it all stays there. We can see the twisting of the dust right here associated with what Kirk is doing. Kirk is definitely wrapping in some of that dust, but that won't do much to limit its development, maybe prevent it from becoming a category 5 hurricane. We'll see how that goes, but I'm pretty sure that it's going to be making it to category 3, if not category 4 strength, given all of these model projections. If we take a look here at the wave forecast for tomorrow, we still see that the highest wave heights are where we have Kirk. All of the purples, the burgundies, the oranges, the whites, they represent anywhere from 2 all the way up to 9 plus meter wave heights. Definitely some very high wave heights, and all of this is going to be fanning out. So portions of the Eastern Caribbean could get in on some rip current, some high wave heights for sure, maybe even bigger than what is projected here, with the darker blues that represent all the way up to 1.5 meter wave heights or more. Majority of the Caribbean in general getting in on those lighter shades of blues that represent anywhere from 0.5 for meter wave height all the way up to 1 meter wave height. And that's because the winds across the Caribbean definitely going to be weak. Don't have that strong ridge of high pressure sending some strong easterly winds across the Caribbean. Definitely have more blues than anything else. We see the winds kind of coming in from the east in a way right here across the central Caribbean, across the western Caribbean coming in from the southeast. We see those brighter greens are representing from 10 to 15 knots as well. Jamaica, not much strong wind, so it's definitely going to be feeling hotter than normal. Don't have that persistent sea breeze to keep us cool at all. And if we take a closer look at Jamaica, regarding where all of that air is going to be piling up, we still have that southeasterly flow to receive across the island. As a matter of fact, the two models are showing something a bit different, more so from the east northeast on the north coast, kind of there on the Euro too. We can also see that the air is going to be piling up across portions of especially central and western parishes in Jamaica. We'll see how that goes. And with the upper level winds coming in tomorrow from the northeast, it could favor more of those overcast skies, if not some light rain across section of some southern parishes. And if we take a look at the actual rainfall forecast maps now, this map from the Euro and this map from the GFS are both showing the rainfall that's expected at around 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is actually 3 p.m. Jamaica time, and we do see the blues represent rainfall mainly across sections of some central and western parishes. We see portions of eastern Jamaica highlighted as well, but I'm more inclined to believe that it's going to be affecting central and western Jamaica for the most part, especially out west. Euro showing something similar, trying to incorporate eastern Jamaica, but I don't believe it. Usually if we don't see something out to sea to the east of Jamaica, we don't see much in the way of rainfall across the east. Can't rule out some rainfall for Kingston and St. Andrew. We know how that goes. That's an eastern parish, or those are eastern parishes, but they are more so closer to the main or the central end of the island. Usually that western section of eastern Jamaica gets in on that rainfall for sure. So maybe section of Kingston and St. Andrew, especially up in the hills of St. Andrew for sure. Section of southern St. Anne, northern Clarendon, northern St. Catherine, southern St. Mary, southern Trelawney, northern Manchester, northern St. Elizabeth, Westmoreland, southern Hanover, and southern St. James for sure. Definitely going to be getting on that afternoon rainfall on Thursday, so look out for that. We can see that both accumulated precipitation forecast maps from the Euro and the GFS are in consensus that it's going to be raining somewhere across Jamaica within the next 24 hours. The Euro a bit more robust, showing those oranges that represents all the way up to 0.5 for an inch of rainfall. GFS less robust, all the way up to 0.3 for an inch of rainfall. Either way, there's rain in the forecast and we're all grateful. Clearly we see that during the month of October, we usually receive up to 170 millimeters of rainfall for the month in Kingston, while in Montego Bay we usually receive almost 8.5 inches, if not 8.5 inches of rainfall. And we know when calculated, 8.5 inches is about the same as, let's say, 212 millimeters of rainfall. And keep in mind that if you'd like to know what your specific parish usually receives for the month, you can visit weatherandclimate.com, and you can use this nice little graphic right here that does the calculations regarding the rain gauge, when the 1 inch of rainfall is about the same as 25 millimeters of rainfall. Alright, so that's it for the forecast across Jamaica. Let us focus our attention on the rest of the Caribbean. So as stated, we have Hurricane Kirk right there, definitely on the verge of becoming a major hurricane if it's not already, with that eye clearing out. Tropical depression number 13 to the southeast of Kirk. Clouds associated with troughs, numerous areas of low pressure across the western Caribbean to the Gulf of Mexico, trying to get something started there, but having a challenge. It was a code orange yesterday, now it's a code yellow. Still see the usual thunderstorms across Colombia, section of Venezuela, Guyana, section of Central America for sure getting nailed as we speak. And if we take a look at the Doppler radar images of the northeastern Caribbean, we can definitely make out some of these greens in and around the area. Portion of northern Puerto Rico getting in on some isolated shores as we speak. Definitely some rainfall to the southeast of Puerto Rico, in and around the Leeward Islands for sure. And if we take a look at these images from earlier today, definitely can see more so of that northerly flow or that northeasterly flow across the areas in and around Puerto Rico, the US and British Virgin Islands. We can also see that rainfall across section of St. Kitts and Nevis in and around Antigua and Barbuda, Guadeloupe as well. Not seeing that strong easterly flow at all. Look at the way in which the rain is moving. More so from the north, if not from the northwest. In and around Barbados, we can see all of that rainfall pushing southward. You can see some rainfall passing to the west of St. Lucia, maybe pushing southward into portions of St. Vincent later on tonight. You can also see some rainfall right there to the southeast of Tobago, some rainfall coming into northern Trinidad as we speak. And if we take a look at the weather view of Doppler radar images, we can see some rainfall right there across section of western Cuba, section of the Yucatan Peninsula, Guatemala, Belize, Honduras getting in on some amount of rainfall, so too Nicaragua. You can also see some rainfall across section of Colombia, section of Venezuela as well. And regarding where the rainfall is expected in the next 24 hours, this map from the GFS and this map from the Euro showing all the rainfall that's expected from now up until 10 p.m. on Thursday. And we can definitely make out the most in the way for rainfall for portions of the waters of the Gulf of Mexico where we have the systems. So sections of the Western Caribbean as well, like Cuba, the Cayman Islands, the Yucatan Peninsula, Belize, Guatemala, El Salvador, Honduras, Nicaragua, Costa Rica, Panama, section of Colombia, Venezuela's western and eastern portions, so too Guyana, Suriname getting in on some of the action, as well as French Guyana finally getting in on some rainfall. We can see some isolated showers in store for portions of Trinidad and Tobago, sections of Barbados, Grenada, section of St. Vincent as well. We can also make out some rainfall for portion of Guadeloupe, Antigua and Barbuda, the US and British Virgin Islands, Puerto Rico, Haiti, the Dominican Republic, the Bahamas, Western Florida as well. And we can see that both the Euro and the GFS models are in consensus with this forecast. I know that when they're in consensus like this, the chances of it actually happening are much higher. Alright, so that's it for today. Thanks for watching.